August 11th, voters in the Democratic primary will have a meaningful choice for Bennington County Probate Judge. For many years, this office has often appeared on the ballot without contest. This year is different, and I believe that choice matters. I come before you at this time with a difficult responsibility. What I'm about to say does not come easily. I say it with consternation, reservation, and only after reflection and seeking counsel. I want to speak truthfully and respectfully. I have serious question about the current leadership of the Bennington Probate Court under the current judge who I'm facing in the primary election. First, I want to be very clear. My comments are not directed in any way at the staff of the probate division. They work hard and do an excellent job. The current judge is seeking re-election and has presented a public vision for the probate court on his website and in the press. Because he has asked voters to judge his record, I believe I have a responsibility as a candidate to speak about my own experience with his record. Respectfully, the vision he describes has not matched the reality that I and many others have experienced in the Bennington Probate Court over the years that he has served as judge. Approximately 2 years ago, the state's court administrator and the chief administrative judge, both of whom are top officials from the Vermont Judiciary Office in Montpelier, came to Bennington to hold a bench bar meeting about the dissatisfaction, the backlog of cases and complaints that lawyers and stakeholders from all around Vermont were having. This was unprecedented. Afterward, although I didn't like the way everything was handled, I believed that the judge had to have heard the complaints and would change. But change never occurred. Due to time constraints, I'm only allowed to give this one example, but there are many. As a Vermont lawyer, I know that a court is measured by how people are treated when they are vulnerable, and it is measured by whether the process is fair, not only in theory, but in practice. Bennington County needs a judge who understands that action, speedy resolution, and fairness are not abstract ideals or campaign promises. They are the very daily workings of the court. Let me say a few words about who I am. I am a practicing attorney in Bennington County. I have been knocking on doors throughout the county, and I will continue to do that until August 11th. I have chosen to run a simple, personal, door-to-door, no-tech campaign. My wife is my campaign manager, and my budget is $1,000, which is $500 more than my wife wanted me to spend. I passed the bar on my first attempt and became an attorney in 1993. I worked as a public defender in Hyde Park, Vermont, and then in Burlington. I served the indigent with representation in criminal court and in the juvenile court. I also represented parents in state's custody proceedings. I then went into private practice where I handled guardianships and step-parent adoptions. I assisted a kinship support group for grandparents raising their grandchildren, mostly due to parents' opioid addictions. I then went into jury trial work, which brought me to Manchester. And I am the first to admit that my path to the present time was not a straight one. I had struggles. I had to start over more than once, physically, emotionally, financially, and even spiritually. Eventually, I found recovery in this amazing community of Bennington County, and it gave me a deeper understanding of mercy, patience, and human frailty. I was a late bloomer when it came to formal education. In 2017, I earned an LLM, a Master of Laws in Elder Law and Estate Planning. That is one of the highest degrees a lawyer can earn. I worked hard in that program, such that the law school hired me to teach, and I have been teaching as an adjunct professor in that program since 2020. I found elder law. That work means helping people plan for incapacity and death. It means helping families avoid unnecessary guardianships, the protection of spouses, and to reduce stress during painful transitions. That work has changed me. It became a calling, and it is closely connected to the work of the probate court. If elected probate judge, I promise to have ongoing educational programs for Bennington County residents about the basics of life and estate planning, designed to avoid probate court and assist loved ones who have been left in charge. I then began a second Master's of Law program at Boston University School of Law. To date, I have earned a certificate in tax and estate planning and began working toward a full master's degree in tax law, though I've had to put it on hold for financial reasons. In 2025, I obtained a certification in mediation from the University of Houston Law Center. I educated myself there and obtained the credential because I believe that bringing people together to resolve disputes is a core function of our justice system, and we need more of it. My vision for the Bennington Probate Court is exactly what I said in my campaign statement and in the newspaper and in my campaign literature. If elected probate judge, I pledge to treat all people with respect and kindness. It will be my practice to make every proceeding in probate court as just, speedy, and inexpensive as possible. That is why I am running, and on August 11th, I respectfully ask for your vote in the Democratic primary to become the next Bennington County probate judge. Thank you.